All right, y'all, so in this video, we are working on doing our etched wine glasses, and right now I'm trying to work on getting the sizing right for what I wanted, and I just cut out different designs and because I kind of, indecisive on what I wanted to use. So, okay, so now it's time to take our stuff off again, try this over, because I cut it out again. Yeah, I got issues. I have to put my my stuff back on my mat. It would drive me crazy because I didn't. Okay, so I used this stencil paper. I allowed it to cut it out in separate sections. You probably cannot see it, but I'll show you how I cut it, because you want a little bit of extra space on the side so that your design can stay. So this is one. See, this is my other one here. And I need to give myself a little bit of space on the side, only because I'm only taking up what I do want. And I have two different wine glasses, and it's really your preference, y'all. You can put pictures if you want to do a picture, you want to do a last name, if you want to do his and hers, or hey, whatever it is that you want to do, then what makes it. But again, I'm using stencil paper for this, and using stencil paper and trying to be creative, preserving, using what we have. And I will need some little sticky, and I reuse mine, y'all. So listen, I got issues. Now I need to decide on if I want to use the fancy C or if I want to just use the regular C. How about we do my husband's in the little fancy C, which is, well, kind of like whatever it is. Let's say that. I need to go back and see. That will be the thing. I'm going to put that back the way that it was. So the ones that have the little small, especially with etching cream, you want to, again, take out what you need. But because this one has some fancy dancy stuff in the middle of it, I need that down. So I'm weeding it and putting down that little insert that it had in the middle. There we are. So that's exactly how I want it on my glass. I want it just like this, like so. I'm going to put it on this paper towel so that you can see that's the look that I want for my glass, how it has the little holes in it here, but you have to be careful with that if you're using that, right? So now we're going to take the other one. I do like that. I do like that one. So I'm going to take it and cut out the other one like so. Y'all, look, today is my crafting day, and I just want it to be, you know, it's Valentine's Day is coming up, and my husband and I don't really celebrate the Valentine's Day because every day is Valentine's Day for me. It's a day that he just shows me, he shows me love every single day. So I don't go out, we don't try to make it, you know, just that particular day, which, I mean, to each his own. Will we go out to eat? Probably not. The prices are going to be ridiculously high, but yeah, that's just me. But hey, whatever works best for you. So I'm taking up that insert, but I need to keep down those little lines because I do like that, right? So let's hope that it stays. Yes, there we are. Again, I took up what I needed, what I wanted, but in order to get those lines down like that, I had to leave that down. That's very, very important. Very important, especially with etching, right? Now, let me get my glass, and I'm just doing one right now. So I'm going to take this out. I'm going to get my other one just in case though, right? So I had this one with a design on it. That's why we have the Valentine's Day ribbon on it. I was using it as a display. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and I'm going to, you see how I needed a little bit more room on the sides here? You'll see why, because it kind of helps. I need to get this as straight as I can. Let me say that. I didn't cut it as straight, but I need to get it as straight when I put this on it, right? So I kind of want to get as much of the air as I can out, but y'all, putting something straight onto something curved can be challenging. Let me say that. Very challenging, right? So I know I have 3 inches from here to here that I can. So I'm going to try my best to get this as centered as I can. Or as straight as I can. Let's say that, right? As straight as I can. So I'm seeing it here. I use the blue because it helps me to see. I can't see. I use the blue because it kind of helps me to see. You can use whatever you have. Again, we made a stencil out using stencil paper. And I'm going to take this off because I'm going to have to crease out some of those air bubbles. So I need to get that C down, and it is, and I need those inserts to stay down and in place. Let's say that, right? So there we are. My C is down. That I want it just like so. And I need to see if I can get some of those air bubbles out because it could very well come up. See how it moved just that quick? It could very well come up once I put that etching cream. Let's see how that bottom is. It is kind of thin. So you can crease it if you can't get it to, you know, lay down the way you want it to lay down. You can always crease it. And when I say crease it, there's a little air here or a little wrinkle here. I would not recommend cutting holes in it because, again, it's going to, wherever you put it, that's where it's going to be. I'm going to say that. If you put a little line for cut, it's going to be in your design. So we're going to crease it as best as we can. Okay, so we kind of got that. My concern is this little area here. I see it keep going back to the upside. And right here, I've been creasing it here. When I say crease it, it kind of just gives it at a place where it's not going to really move, or air is not going to get under it, or etching cream is not going to get under it. So right here, I am a little concerned. I'm going to see if I can get that down just a little bit flatter. So you try to smooth it out as best as you can, right? And once you do, you just rub it down as best as you can. This is not a hard project, y'all. Not hard at all. It's just making sure that you have the places down that you don't want, or, you know, you want it secured as much as you can, right? So again, we're making kind of like his and hers glasses. We don't drink, but I'm making these as a display so that I can show you something inexpensive, something really, really cute that you can make. And Armor Etching Cream is, yeah, it does yeah, it works for you. Let's say that. I like to say I'm not really lazy, but yeah, well, sometimes it just depends. But I say the machine does the work. As with embroidery, I love to embroider because the machine does the work. All we're doing is just pushing the button, right? Okay, so that is the look for now. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if you can see that C from it. Okay, we're gonna let that sit there for a minute, and I'm gonna see if I can work with this one here and do the exact same thing. So I'll just clean the glass just a little bit. Again, I used the 91 proof alcohol only because it just dries a little bit quicker. And I'm going to see if I can get this down. I may move that up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because it seems like I have the most trouble. If it's easier for you to just do it so that you don't have to work within the bend of the glass or the curve of the glass, that may be helpful. Just a helpful tip, y'all. All right, so I'm going to see if I can move this one up just a little bit. Just a little bit. And try to get it centered and as straight as you can, but sometimes that could be a little challenging. So I got it down. This one may be a little bit better than the other one. Let's say that, just a little bit. This one may work a little bit better than that one. Okay, so we got it down. Let's see if we can get it off now. Peel it kind of slow. Why? Because we have two little things in those inserts. I kind of want to stay down. And keep in mind, when I peel it off, it's still allowing, you know, that air is still kind of giving me Yeah, I think I definitely like this one a little bit better than that one over the side over there. But hey, we use what we have, work with what we got, right? Okay, so I'm going to see if I can crease that or get that air out as much as I possibly can right there. Because again, once the etching cream goes in that spot, it's going to kind of doing the same thing over here. Once the etching cream goes in that spot, it's going to probably leave a place there. And if that's not something that you want, you have to be very careful. So we have it down, trying to get it down as much as we can without the air. And the reason why I let it sit before I just jump into putting the etching cream on it is because sometimes it could very well crease up, bubble up, air up in the meantime. And, you know, I don't want it to do it while I have the etching cream on it. Let's say that, right? We're just building us some creative wine glasses for the Valentine's Day or for the holidays or just because, right? We have anniversary coming up, so just because. And you can do his, hers, last name, whatever design that you can cut out. That's what I say. You can use what you have. So you could very well, you know, make your design a little bit smaller if you like. If you don't want to have to deal with the curve in the glass, you can always make your design a little bit smaller. I knew that I had from here to here about 3 inches. So I kind of, you know, kind of have it in the same place. This one is a whole lot easier than this one for some reason. And I do have another one. Let's see. Oh, not close enough. I do have another one, but I think that what I have is okay. Y'all see how I'm overthinking it as always? I am an overthinker, y'all. I got issues. I mean, I got issues for real. So I'm going to take it off and see if I can get it on like the other one, because I am a little bit more confident with that one than this one for some reason. But it's okay. If not, it's going to work either way. And I'm only doing one side. I'm not doing double-sided for these. That's just personal preference. It's really what works best for you. If you want to double side, do what works best for you. This is your project, your creative time. But I do say thank you so much for spending time with me today. I truly appreciate that. And again, if you could please like, share, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. I am so grateful. I love crafting. It's really therapy for me. It's therapy for me. So I want to show you some tricks, some things that I had to learn, some of it the hard way, right? I said often we learn and we grow together. Yeah. So again, if you could please like, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate that. So I'm going to put that down kind of in the same place. Kind of. Let's see which one or two. The better of the two is I'm going to peel the other one off. Let's say that. We'll use the better of the two, and I'll peel the other one off. I always cut out more than one when I deal with this, because ain't no telling, really. It is no telling how it will turn out. So I already have the two. And I already see that this is going to be a problem. Here. So I am just trying my best to get this down as best as I can. And I'm putting this on here just to see which one is going to look better. And it seems like, let me say this, seems like the first one is probably going to have to work, because I have too many creases in this one. Again, I put it down. Again, I had another one cut out, and I just wanted to see if I can get it a little bit better. Sometimes the more you do something, the better you get with it, right? I think I like the first one. Yes. Although the bottom of this one looks better. Let me see. Yes, the bottom of this one looks better. I have a little bit more thickness in the C than I do here. Yes. So I'm going to take this one off and do that one. And y'all, this comes off so easily. Let me say that, right? All right, so we have our designs down. We have secured them in the correct place. We are good. We have, I'm going to do this one more time just so it does not come up because I'm about to put the etching cream on it. So I'm going to let this sit one more time. This is, again, stencil paper. It's for our etching cream. I'm going to see if I can just love on it a little bit more because, again, I don't want that to come up when I put the etching cream on it. That's very important, y'all. I need to say that again because once we get it on there, the wiping it off is not going to make it go. It's once it touches, to me, from my experience, once it touches that area, that is a wrap. And I try to make sure that they're kind of in the same area. That's important too. Okay, so I have it down the best as I can. Again, this is for my husband and I, and I'm just doing it as a gift. If you're doing it as a project or selling a product, make sure that you get it as professional as you can. I need to say that, right? Because that's your brand. It represents you, and that's important. So I am okay with how this is. Again, I'm using stencil paper. So now this is the fun part, right? We get to use the Armor's Etching Cream. And we get to put some etching cream on it and watch it do its magic, right? So this is my Armor Etching Cream. I hadn't used it in a while, y'all, so bear with me. It's been a while. Yeah. Okay. When I tell you, it's been a long time since I've used this. I'm going to take my rings off because I just got issues, right? Okay. I'm going to stir it up just a little bit. It doesn't really have a smell to it. Let's say that. It does not normally have a smell to it. And you only need a little bit of it. Let me see. And the instructions, I don't have my glasses on. I encourage you to wear gloves. So I'm going to go get some just because I want to do, well, I can't work with that. But just be careful because it does say it can damage your skin. And to my understanding, you can let this sit for 15-20 minutes and it's ready. I normally let mine sit a little bit longer thinking that's going to help, but I don't know. But I got issues. So we're just, I want you to follow the instructions on the bottle. And again, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really read what it says. But y'all, we're working with some etching cream today, right? Okay. Again, I just like to have fun, y'all. I say it all the time, right? And I need to say this while we're doing this now, right? So etching cream, this cream here, don't waste it. All you need is a little bit, and all of this can go back into the container. I need to say that one again because it is pricey, depending on what you get, the size that you get. It is pricey, but you can use it again. Again and again, you can use it. So here we are. We're going to just take it and put it in the areas that I have the stencil paper. And I'm just using a popsicle stick that I got at the local Dollar Tree, as always, right? And I'm kind of like brushing it on, not putting a whole lot of pressure to it, because again, I do have areas that I don't want to come down. And I'm kind of putting it exactly where I would want it to go in case some air bubbles or something should surface. As you can see here, I am pushing it down before I did see something come back up again. So I'm going to see if I can fix that as I go. And that's one of the things with just paying attention to it, just watching it. And, you know, again, perfection, probably not perfect. We're human. We're going to make those mistakes. We're going to make mistakes. And that's it, even in life, y'all. You know, as you see, I try to give you life lessons as I craft, right? That's just me. Okay, so we have our C covered in etching cream. And really, that's all it takes. And I'm going to put some on the other one and let this one sit. The truth is, that's a lot. You don't need all of this on it. You just cover it up. And don't waste, because I know you can use this again. I know you can, right? So here we are. We're just taking some etching cream, and a little goes a long way with this. And once you take it off, you can put it back and you can use it again. I'm going to say it again. You can use it again. So being creative, you can put whatever you want. These will be good for wedding gifts, just because gifts, right? Again, if you're doing it as a business, just make sure that you do it as professional as you can. You know, as professional as you can. So now we're going to let it sit. And that's it. We're going to let it sit and wash off, right? Wash it off, and that will be it. So I'm going to go back and take some of this and just being careful with it. But y'all, again, you can take this and use it over and over and over again, because all it needs is just a little bit. So now that we are covered, and I know that it's covered, I'm just going back, kind of like taking off. That's it. We're going to let it sit. I have way more on this one than probably what I need. So I'm going to go and take that off. This is what I mean about a little goes a long way. And you can go back and put that back in the container. Back in. We'll use it for the next project. Using what you have in smaller portion of it. First, I put a little bit more than what I probably needed. And I'm just going to sit back and just let it. You can kind of see the frosting of it now. Just by looking at it, you can see it's frosting, is what I like to say. So there we are. We are just letting the etching cream just sit there. Again, you can see it frosting it as the little frost portion of it now, just here by looking at it. And again, this is a very easy project. I'm going to put it on a platter type thing, tray from the Dollar Tree, and put some sparkling apple cider or something, or apple juice or whatever it is in between. And I'm going to show you how you can just decorate this. Again, another creative way. If you're doing it as a business, try to make sure that your etching is in the lines and done the correct way. So yeah, super excited, y'all. Again, make sure if you have sensitive skin, definitely use your gloves. It's harder for me to do it with the glove on. I did use a popsicle stick to help. So now is the waiting time. We just have to let it wait for, I would say 15-20 minutes. I think I let mine dry for 20-25 minutes, probably because I got issues. But at this point, we just have to let it dry. So I will be right back. All right, so it's been drying for, the etching cream has been drying now for about 30 minutes. I got on a phone call and, I realized I've got to get that off, right? So we're just using regular water, and as you can see, it's dry, right? There's no wetness to it. It is completely dry. You want the dry look. And at this point, all we have to do is rinse it off. Rinse it off, right? So that's where we are. And when you rinse it off, it's actually you want to get all of it off. And you'll be able to see that. So it's going to look like it's nothing there, but when you take it off, it really is there, right? And we'll pat it dry once we do that. So you rinse it off, completely rinse it off. Completely. And it looks like I had some air bubble right there. I see it right there. So it may be a little bit over, a little bit there. I see it on the here. So now I'm going to take this stencil off. So there's an air bubble here, and I saw that, so I don't know if it's going to work. So I'm going to take this stencil off now, because I am finished with it. And you can see, you'll be able to see, kind of like that, see the frost of it, Let's see. No, we can't see it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this other part, and I need to be careful because I don't want to scratch anything. That kind of gave me that, you know, thing that I needed, right? It seemed like it turned out fairly well. I'm excited. It came together, I mean, fairly well. I feel a little spot kind of like right there, which, hey, unless you're really, really looking at it, you probably wouldn't see that. But it turned out fairly well. Let's look at the other one. And see, it's probably, yeah. Now this one may be a little bit different. We're just washing it off, getting all of the etching cream off. And it's going to look like it's not there again, but it is there. So there we are. This turned out really nice. I'm super excited. So that is how we look thus far. I'll definitely give you some pictures of it, but it turned out fairly well. Fairly well, y'all. I'm super excited. I hadn't done this in a long time, so I'm grateful that I'm able to go back, but this is the completed look. I will put some pictures and we'll come back and design these, right? Yeah. All right, y'all, so I'm super excited, y'all. So we've made our etched wine glasses. They turned out really good. I'm super happy as to how they turned out. Let me say that, right? Keep in mind, I did see where a little bit went up, just a little bit on the edge here. But again, these are for me, my husband and I just wanted to make them because I hadn't done them in a while, right? Other than that, they turned out really good. I hope that you can see them. Now, what are creative ways? Let's talk about creative ways that we can display this, right? So they have these little charger plates, I believe they're called, at the Dollar Tree. Y'all, balling on a budget. I say it so often, right? These little, I mean, we don't drink, so you put whatever you want to put in yours. No judgment here. Let's say that, right? So this is some apple cider or apple grape, and this is sparkling cider. So this is we're using this for display purposes, right? These I just took off some flowers and I'm putting them over in the corner. Let's say that. So let's just do the apple cider because it's a clear look, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put the wine glass here. I'm going to put another wine glass here. And y'all, how cute is this? And listen, just like so. That's a very creative look. Now, y'all know if you want it to stay in place, you could always use your double-sided tape. I like the foam kind because it's just super sticky. But if it's not what you have, they sell it at the Dollar Tree. If you don't have that, use what you have. But if you want to stick some of this here so that these items can stay in place, that's a creative look, right? Building for a creative look. But look, how cute is that? We can just take that. Or if you have some Valentine's Day ribbon or anniversary, any type of holiday, whatever holiday you're in, it could be anniversary, it could be birthday, it could be just because, right? Not just Valentine's Day. This is just something that I had, right? use what you have and you build from there. Again, say for instance you don't want the smaller bottle. Well, guess what? They sell them in the big ones too. So we'll just wear it for the bigger look. It very well can. Look at that. So here we are. We have 2 customized glasses and the wine, you know, the cider is sparkling cider. It is sparkling cider, and I call it the wine bottle look, right? And we have the charger plate. Say for instance you don't want to do the flowers. I think the flowers add a different look to them. You can be creative. Now let's talk about ways that we can wrap this. Can this be wrapped or presented as a basket? It very well can. Let me show you how. So there is the plastic, there's a plastic bag type thing that is called basket wrap from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to go get one so I can show you exactly what it looks like. Okay, I'm back. So, y'all, you very well, disclaimer, may hear my Coco in the background. She's just been a little different today. That's just Coco. So, you can take this basket bag here, and I'm not going to open it up and put it in there because I'm probably going to use this soon for something or a project, right? So, you can put this down in the bag, and you can put it flat down in the bag. You can add a bow to that. You can be creative with that. You can do your color scheme. If you're doing a color scheme, y'all, there's so many different ways to be creative, and that's what I love to do. Figure out ways to be creative, and I say it often, y'all, we learn and we grow together. So if you have any ideas, please comment below. Let me say that. I would love to hear from you. Now, another way that we can decorate this is they call it the CeeLo wrap. Y'all, I try to do this with some, what's that, heat wrap. Whew, that's a process. You got to keep trying it until you get it. But I did get it. Let me say that. I did get it, thank God. But this, you could also use it as this type of bag type wrap. So this is clear. You could see through straight through this and this. Now, if you wanted to put it in something colorful, let's say for instance it's for Valentine's Day, you very well can. You do it the way you see it. And creativity or being creative is how you see it. Sometimes we can get ideas and we build from those ideas. So this is definitely one of those cases. So again, using the clear CeeLo wrap or using the gift bag from the Dollar Tree, those are very, very creative ways. Again, you can use the bigger bottle, and y'all, guess what? Or you can use the very, very smaller bottles. Either way, we have some etched wine glasses, and I love it. So let's say these come in different colors. Let's say, you know, we don't want to use the gold kind, right? So let's go, and this is a red one that I had, and that red is not my color. Let me go ahead and throw that disclaimer out there right now. That's right now. That is not my color, but I found this, and it's like it is a sparkling rose apple juice. No, grape juice is what it is. I don't have glasses on. I can't see, right? So, okay, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just switching it up just a little bit, and y'all see how cute is that just with that red. Now, I don't like red, but by adding those, let me rephrase that. Red is not my color. Let's say that, right? So just by adding, you know, the pink bows to that, that is super, super cute. I do like that. And y'all, listen, this is not the end. If you're doing it, say, for instance, for a Valentine's Day or something like that, y'all can be creative and go to the Walmart, Food Line, whatever store, grocery store that you have, get some strawberries, drizzle some chocolate on top of it, and put you some, you know, little wax, the little things down, and you can build from there and make this something super, super creative just for you and your loved one. Let's say that. Yeah. So again, I am so excited, y'all. So we've made it through wine glasses and I mean, etched glass. I'm gonna stop saying, yeah, just etched glass, because it necessarily have to be a wine glass. You can put it on anything. So let's just say etched glass, right? But finding creative ways to sell or finding creative ways to display it. You want to be, if you're doing this for a business, you definitely want people to come to you. You want them to grab what you got, to get, you know, to be captivating. And, you know, being creative, I say just adding simple things can make a major difference. I'm gonna say that one again, right? Simple things can make a major difference. That's something to think about. So y'all, I hope that you have learned something today. And again, if you should make this or, you know, have any creative ideas, please share it. Because, yeah, I love that, right? So again, I say it so often. Thank you so much for just joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed as much as I have. Let me say that, because I just enjoy it. Yeah, it's therapy for me. But if you could, please like, share, subscribe, y'all. I say it so often. We learn and we grow together. So until next time, y'all, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.